Hello everyone, welcome back. If you are returning, welcome if this is your first time stopping by. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Tonight I'm bringing you the recipe for a 1-pot okra soup. I'm using 2.5 cups of frozen cut okra. If you have fresh, use it because that's best. I'm using 1 cup of finely sliced spinach, a mixture of meats, half a cup of meat broth. I'm using some fish, Dover sole fillets. I always use shrimp, so I have some shrimp in that bowl as well. You can leave those out, but I think they bring a nice flavor to the soup. For my seasonings, I'm going to be using, let's start with the crayfish. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of crayfish. For those who don't know what crayfish is, I showed you in my moi moi video, but if you haven't seen that video, this is crayfish. It's just very little shrimp that are dried and then ground. So I'm using 1 tablespoon of that. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of seasonal and 1 teaspoon of red hot pepper. That is not cayenne. That is not paprika. That is some red hot spiciness. So use that to taste. Last but not least is my red palm oil. Let's go over and get cooking. First thing I do is soak my okra in some hot water to thaw it out because I find that that gives me the best blend with the least amount of water. So I'm going to blend that with a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, so I blended that with a 1/4 cup of water using the chop feature on my blender. You want it not smooth, but not too chunky. While I was prepping my okra, I did put my meat broth in my pan with a 1/4 cup of water. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings. So my pepper and seasonal and my crayfish. I will let that just boil for a minute and then we'll continue. Okay, so now that that's boiled up, I'm going to go ahead and add my red palm oil. I don't like to use too much oil in the soup, so I'm using about a 1/4 cup. That's just 1 heaping kitchen tablespoon. I think that that might be more than I actually would like, but it's fine. You can use more or less depending on your taste. So we're going to let that melt in and cook for about 2-3 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the meats. You can use whatever meats you like. Today I'm just using some goat meat and some liver, along with the fish and shrimp. So I'm going to mix that in and I'm going to let this just sit and bask in this deliciousness for about 2 or so minutes. Okay, 2 or 3 minutes later, I think they've done enough basking. Taste for salt, add more if you need to. Remember, salt is to taste, and actually so is spiciness, like I said earlier. I'm adding the fish and the shrimp now. I'll cook that for about 2 minutes because I don't want it to overcook. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my okra. I actually like to use these fish fillets because I like when the fish breaks up in the soup. I'm going to add my okra and give it a really good mix. If you know me, you know I don't like to overcook my veggies, so I'm going to cook this on low for 3 minutes. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that red button, join the family, support this channel, and I thank you. Like I said, I'm going to mix this in nicely and I'm going to cover it and cook it for about 3 minutes. Also, guys, don't forget to chat with me in the comments section. I want to know that you're watching. I want to know if you have any questions. I want to know if there's anything you want me to make, because I will oblige. Well, as long as I know how to make it. All right, so 3 minutes later, my okra is ready. I'm going to go ahead and grab our last ingredient, which is the spinach. Just the spinach, not the bowl. And again, because I don't like to overcook my veggies, I'm just going to mix this in nicely. And I'm going to taste for salt one last time. I'm going to put the lid back on and move this off of this burner. And guess what? Our soup is ready. Give this a shot, guys. It's quite easy and quite quick because I have a lot of my stuff prepped in the freezer. It just helps me out. And there is our soup. Does that look good or what? Go grab your eba, go grab your fufu, your pounded yam, whatever you want to eat this with, and let's have dinner together. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends and family, and chat with me in the comment section down below. I will see you next week.